It was a cold, rain-soaked evening as Olivia hurried home from her late shift at the diner. The streets were eerily quiet, with only the occasional flash of lightning illuminating the desolate road ahead. Olivia wrapped her coat tightly around her, her breath visible in the freezing air. As she crossed through the dimly lit park shortcut, a faint whimper stopped her in her tracks. Squinting through the rain, she spotted a dog, a large, muddy German shepherd, lying under a park bench. The animal's ribs were visible through its soaked fur, and it made no effort to move as Olivia cautiously approached. Its eyes, deep brown and filled with a quiet desperation, met hers. Despite her fear of large dogs, Olivia couldn't ignore the pitiful creature. "Hey there," she whispered, kneeling down. The dog whimpered again, lifting its head slightly. Olivia noticed the faint red streaks of blood on its paws. "You're hurt." She hesitated, then removed her scarf and wrapped it gently around the dog's shivering body. "Let's get you some help." Struggling against the weight of the injured dog, Olivia hoisted him into her arms. The rain seemed colder now, but something in the dog's eyes urged her forward. At home, Olivia did her best to clean and bandage the dog's wounds. He sat silently, watching her every move, as if aware that she was trying to help. She named him Max, a simple name for a dog who seemed anything but ordinary. Days turned into weeks. Olivia contacted shelters and rescue groups, but no one came forward to claim him. Max slowly grew stronger, his wounds healing under Olivia's care. He followed her around the house, his loyalty unwavering. Despite the initial fear, Olivia found herself growing attached to him. Max wasn't just a dog. He was a silent guardian who seemed to understand her in ways no one else did. One night, Olivia came home to find Max standing alert by the door, his ears perked and his eyes focused on the window. She peered outside but saw nothing unusual. Shrugging it off, she reassured him. "It's okay, Max, just the wind." But deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that Max knew something she didn't. It was late one Friday evening when the true weight of Max's presence became clear. Olivia, exhausted from another long shift, was walking home through the park again, a route she had begun to avoid since finding Max, but had taken tonight out of sheer habit. As she neared the same bench where she'd first found him, Max, walking beside her, suddenly stopped. His body stiffened, and a low growl rumbled in his chest. Olivia froze, her heart pounding. She followed Max's gaze and spotted a figure lurking near the trees. A man, his face hidden beneath a hood, moving closer. Max barked fiercely, his growl intensifying as the man took a step back. Olivia gripped Max's collar tightly, her pulse racing. The man hesitated for a moment before disappearing into the shadows. Olivia knelt and hugged Max tightly, her voice trembling. "You knew. You saved me." Despite Max's heroic actions, the encounter left Olivia shaken. Over the next few days, she noticed subtle signs that someone might be watching her. The feeling of being followed, misplaced items near her door. She dismissed her fears, convincing herself it was paranoia. But Max's heightened vigilance told a different story. One evening, while Olivia was in the kitchen, Max let out a thunderous bark from the living room. She rushed in to find him standing protectively in front of the door, his fur bristling. Seconds later, the sound of glass shattering sent chills down her spine. Before she could react, Max lunged toward the intruder, a man in dark clothing who had broken through the window. The dog's sheer force sent the man stumbling back. Olivia grabbed her phone and dialed the police, her voice shaking as she reported the break-in. Max stood guard, snarling, until the man fled. When the police arrived, they commended Max's bravery. "If it weren't for your dog," one officer said, "this could have ended much worse." The break-in changed everything. Max was no longer just a dog. He was a protector, a friend, and a reminder that even in the darkest moments, loyalty could shine brighter than fear. Olivia couldn't bear the thought of ever losing him. In the days that followed, she took extra precautions, changing her locks and installing security cameras. But above all, she relied on Max's instincts. His calm demeanor during the day and his unwavering vigilance at night gave her a sense of safety she hadn't felt in years. Max, too, seemed to understand the importance of his role. His eyes, once filled with pain and desperation, now held a quiet confidence. Olivia often found herself talking to him as if he could truly understand her words. And in many ways, it felt like he could. Months later, Olivia stood at the park, watching Max chase a stick through the tall grass. She thought about how much her life had changed since that rainy night. What if she hadn't stopped? What if she had let her fear keep her from helping him? Max returned, the stick clamped proudly in his jaws, and dropped it at her feet. Olivia knelt down and hugged him, her eyes welling with tears. "Thank you, Max, for everything." Max licked her face, his tail wagging as if to say, "You saved me first." The bond between Olivia and Max was more than just that of a pet and owner. It was a story of trust, loyalty, and the unspoken connection that could form between two souls. Their story became a beacon of hope for others, a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness could lead to extraordinary outcomes. As Olivia walked home with Max by her side, she couldn't help but smile. She had found more than a dog that night. She had found a reason to believe in the power of love and loyalty.